Howdy readers, I'm Jason. This is Chapter and Verse, and this is a bright, sunny Saturday morning. It seems like maybe winter's finally over. It's looking like I'm going to have to mow the back lawn sometime here in the next week or so. Anyway, today I'm going to do the Booktube Newbie Tag 2.0. I was tagged to do this by Mark from Words Everywhere. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, I will link it in the box below the video. And it's pretty wonderful. If you're at all a fan of poetry, give it a look. Mark spends most of his time in his videos there insightfully and astutely diving deeply into selected poems. And what he comes up with in the way of interpretation is pretty wonderful. So I'm just going to jump right into the questions. Number one, what genres would you like to see talked about more on Booktube? And I thought pretty hard about this, and I wouldn't call it a genre exactly, but I would like to see Booktubers discussing film adaptations of novels more frequently than they do. Question two, what do you feel is the best way to make friends on Booktube? It's interesting because I feel like making friends is incidental on Booktube. Speaking for myself, I didn't necessarily come into it expecting to make friends. I mean, you hope to, I suppose, but I have in just the short time that I've been on it, and I think what you do is you leave comments on people's videos that you genuinely like, right? Where the content is genuinely interesting to you, and you feel like you have something to contribute to the conversation surrounding or swirling around that video, and you find yourself in dialogue with these people, and then they check out your channel and they do the same, and before you know it, I mean, you've got 2, 3, 4, or a half dozen friends kind of in the making, and it's cool, it's unexpected, and it's pretty wonderful. So that's how I've done it anyway. Question 3, what do you enjoy most about making Booktube videos? So that very thing I was just talking about, the exchanges that I have with people in the comment section below my videos. And one of the reasons why I like that is so it's not just the sense of community being deepened. In the comments section below, I'm able to kind of needle my way into my own ideas more deeply than I was able to in the video itself. As soon as I'm done shooting a video, as soon as I'm done and I start the editing process, I'm like, damn, I should have talked about that, or damn, I should have talked about that. And I take some comfort in the fact that in the comments below the video, that I can kind of dig into the meat of the question a little bit more than I was able to in the video itself. So that's what I like most about making the videos. Question 4, what do you least look forward to when making Booktube videos? The anxiety that I feel staring into that camera right there. I didn't think I would feel anxious about this at all. I was anticipating being one of those booktubers whose videos were completely unedited, but that just isn't turning out to be the case at this point anyway. I mean, I was a teacher, I have given sermons in front of congregations, and none of that, standing up at Rotary in front of 120 people and talking about my life, none of that was as difficult as staring into that camera and talking about books. I don't know why, but it just is. So that's what I like least about the videos, is my anxiety. All right, question 5. What videos, other than tags, TBRs, wrap-ups, reviews, and recommendations, would you want to see more of on Booktube? Well, I don't watch TBRs at all, actually. And I haven't actually watched a lot of wrap-ups, although I suspect I'll start watching more of those. And I don't really watch hauls at all. Now, the only hauls that I watch are the mail hauls that Steve Donahue does. And actually, that is what I would like to see more of. Now, I can't see more of those unless publishers start sending Steve more books. But the reason I like Steve Donahue's mail hauls so much, and my wife loves them as well, is because he doesn't know what's in the packages either. And so as he's opening the packages, it's like Christmas. It's like watching somebody opening Christmas morning presents every single day. And that's fabulous. It just doesn't get old. And he invariably opens packages that contain books that I've never heard of and that sound fabulous. So I'm often toggling back and forth between his videos and my Goodreads, adding books to my TBR shelf. So anyway, that's what I'd like to see more of on Booktube, our Steve Donahue mail hauls. Question 6. What are some themes you want to see more or less of in books? So in the genre that I most frequently read, literary fiction, I would like to see illness, chronic illness, disease, disfigurement. I would like to see these things discussed more in literary fiction, explored more in literary fiction. I feel like people who struggle with illness, I feel like their experiences are underrepresented in fiction, and that's a real shame. Yeah, I mean, as you guys know from a previous video that Kelly and I did together, my wife has epilepsy, and I mean, I can think of 2 novels that deal responsibly and thoughtfully with epilepsy. One is Electricity by Ray Robinson, which is a terrific book. And then the other is one that I haven't read yet, but we own it. I think it's called Lying Awake. I think the writer's name is Mark Salzman. But anyhow, it's just not done often enough. And question 7, what are some of your Booktube goals? So I suppose one of my Booktube goals is over time to spread the word to readers who also happen to be people of faith that literary fiction, right, secular literary fiction, has more for them as people and as people of faith than does anything from the fiction divisions in the Christian publishing houses. You guys have heard me recently rant on and on about Left Behind. That novel, Left Behind, has nothing of value to offer people of faith who are readers. Nothing. And I mean, there are hundreds of other novels from the secular publishing industry, some of which are by Christians, some are by atheists, some are by Buddhists, that have just volumes to say about faith and living as a person of faith in the world. So that's one of my big Booktube goals. Question 8. What advice would you give to a booktuber that has just created their channel? So that advice would be just be yourself. Just be yourself. In the end, if you've got 50 subscribers who appreciate your authenticity, okay, your out and out authenticity, those 50 subscribers are worth far more than 1,000 or 5,000 subscribers who are charmed by the production value on your videos, or the persona that you kind of affect, right? Yeah, just be yourself, whatever it looks like, however you come across. So, question 9: what are some qualities or traits that you look for when it comes to watching other booktubers? See question 8, right? So that very thing. I want to see actual people shine through their videos. I'm just not interested in these people who are talking like, 10,000 miles a minute and trying to cram as much information in and witticisms and just like the insane production values. I'm just really not interested in that. I just want to sit down across from you at a virtual table and chat about books, man. That's what I want to do. All right, question 10. What is a fun fact about you or a hobby besides reading and writing that people on Booktube might not know you have? So I crochet, and I can't read patterns. I've never been able to read patterns. I know just a couple of stitches, and but yeah, I've made 2 blankets. I've made multiple scarves. I'm trying to make a kitty blanket right now for our cat. But yeah, I can't read patterns. I can't do crazy shapes or anything. I can't make hats or anything. I can make squares and rectangles of any size. And actually, before Booktube, that was really what I used YouTube for, right? So I needed to figure out how to put a border on a blanket that I made. So I found a YouTube video that helped with that. So I would do that. I would use YouTube to help me with crocheting, and of course I'd watch old Scorpions videos and such. But anyhow, yeah, I crochet. So occasionally in my videos, you'll actually see me crocheting as I talk, which actually, come to think of it, might help with my anxiety. So there's that. And lastly, which booktubers do you tag? So I'm going to tag one, okay? And I'm going to tag Reading Wayfarer. And as near as I can tell, she hasn't actually done the original Booktube Newbie Tag, so the 1.0. So I would tag her to do that, even though she's been on Booktube for a while. It looks like maybe, I don't know, 10 months or a year even. But she hasn't uploaded a lot of videos, and it seems like she's doing more of that on a regular basis here lately. So I really like her videos, and yeah, I feel like I'm getting to know her a little bit in the comment section below her videos and mine. So I would like Reading Wayfarer to do the first Booktube Newbie Tag, and then later on, if she'd like, she can do the Booktube Newbie 2.0 Tag. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you soon. Adios.